Dear students, today we have a demo lesson on the topic Scientific Heritage of Ancient Scholars. So, I'm going to speak about the ancient inventions that changed our world. The first task you have to do is to look at the picture 1 and answer the following question. What do you suppose the items on this page are made from? How do you think they were made? Yes, you are right. The process for making these items came from China. All of the items are made of paper. And now I would like to speak about making paper process. The Chinese developed the art of paper making by the 2nd century AD. They probably first used the bark of mulberry trees and later rex and bamboo. From China, paper traveled to Japan and Korea. Making paper was considered a fine art, and the secrets to making it were highly guarded. When the Chinese lost a battle to the Arabic army in 751 AD, skilled paper makers began making paper in Samarkand. Paper making spread across the Arabic Empire to places like Syria, Egypt, and Morocco. Paper and paper making arrived in Europe with the Muslim conquest of Spain in 1100s, but Christian people in Europe still didn't use paper. It was not until the Christians took back control of Spain in 1200s that paper became widely used in all parts of Europe. And now you have to answer the second question. Which of these describes how the paper was introduced into medieval Europe? A. The Chinese introduced it to the Arabs, who passed it on to Europeans. B. The Swedes bought it from Russians, who learned about it from Indians. C. The Turks learned to make it and sold the secret to Europeans. And D. The Arabs learned about paper making from the Japanese and taught Europeans. Yes, you are right. The correct answer is A. The Chinese introduced it to the Arabs, who passed it on to Europeans. The next invention we are going to talk about is printing. Printing. The Chinese also made several key advances in printing. Woodblock printing. It is a process of carving into a wooden block, covering the carving with ink and pressing onto paper. This allowed the same thing to be printed exactly over and over again. The Chinese used woodblock printing to make playing cards as early as the 9th century, and the Song dynasty began to print paper money in 1107. Movable type. Developed in the Song dynasty. Instead of one wood block, movable type was made of a separate block of clay for each character surrounded by a frame. When the printing job was done, the type could be removed from the frame and used again. This lowered the cost of printing and made the spread of information and education easier. Until computers, all newspapers, books, and magazines were printed using movable type. The next stage of our lesson, you have to complete the following sentence. Paper printing and movable type all contributed to A. Restrictions on trade. B. A new ruling dynasty. C. The spread of learning. And D. The rise of social classes. Yes, you are right. Paper printing and movable type all contributed to the spread of learning. And now you have to answer. And now look at the following picture. What do you suppose all of these items are made from? You are right. The material these items were made from was invented in China, They are made from porcelain. And now I'm going to give you information about porcelain. Porcelain is a pottery made by combining the rocks, quartz, and feldspar with clay. After being baked at a very high temperature, the pottery becomes hard, white, and waterproof. The Chinese were making porcelain by the 10th century and became famous for their dishes. We still often call fine dinnerware China. Look at the following picture. What do these items have in common? Yes, you are right. All these items are made from steel. And now I'm going to tell about the steel making process. The Chinese developed a way to make iron stronger. They learned that by melting different types of iron and adding air, a chemical reaction is caused, making steel. Steel is made from iron, but it is less brittle or breakable than iron and easier to bend into different shape. So it becomes flexible. Can you answer the following question? When the Chinese already had iron, why did they develop a way to make steel? A. Steel is stronger than iron. B. Steel is less flexible than iron. C. Steel is easier to make than iron. D. Steel is more available than iron. The correct answer is A. Steel is stronger than iron. And now we have to speak about magnetic compass. As early as 500 BC, Chinese scientists had studied and learned much about magnetism in nature. For example, they knew that iron ore, called magnetite, tended to align itself in a north-south position. Scientists learned to make magnets by heating pieces of ore to red-hot temperatures and then cooling the pieces in a north-south position. The original lacquered earth plate, dating to the 3rd century BC, is currently on display at the Museum of Chinese History. Later, the magnets were placed on bronze plates marked with directional bearings. Compasses were first used in Feng Shui, the layout of buildings. By 1000 AD, navigational compasses were widely used on Chinese ships, enabling them to navigate without stars in view. The magnetic compass remains an essential navigational tool today. And the last invention we have to talk about today, the invention of mechanical clock. The difficulty in inventing mechanical clock was to figure out a way in which a wheel no bigger than a room could turn at the same speed as the Earth, but still be turning more and less continuously. If this could be accomplished, then the wheel became a mini Earth and could tell the time. Yi Xing, a Buddhist monk, made the first model of a mechanical clock in 725 AD. This clock operated by dripping water that powdered a wheel which made one full revolution in 24 hours. An iron and bronze system of wheels and gears made the clock turn. This system caused the chimbing of a bell on the hour. Su Song's great cosmic engine of 1092 was 35 feet high. At the top was a power-driven sphere for observing the positions of the stars. The power for turning it was transmitted from the dripping water by a chain drive. A celestial globe inside the tower turned in synchronization with the sphere above. It was 2 more centuries before the first mechanical clock was developed in Europe. So, dear students, That's all I wanted to talk about the ancient inventions. Thanks a lot for your attention. Your home task will be the following. Why do you think it is important for us to study the Chinese inventions we have discussed so far today? Write an opinion essay on the issue mentioned above. Your word limit is 250-300 words. Thanks for attention. Goodbye.